Hi everyone, I'm Steve Saylor and I'm running for President of the United States. And if you haven't seen my videos before, then you might be asking yourself, who's this knucklehead? This guy wants to be president? But if you're familiar with the Money Free Party, then you'd understand that no, I don't want to be president. And we're running a new system that doesn't need a president. We need to vote in a new economic system, not a new person, to keep this old model alive, because, and I'm saying this again now, it's the system itself which inherently produces all the problems that's killing our people unnecessarily. That's the key word here, because we have enough resources to take care of everyone, but not when a few people are hoarding them. And this system of capitalism is killing our planet unnecessarily again, because we don't have to be using up our resources as fast as we can to satisfy the infinite growth and consumption that the market system demands. Anyway, we'll never see these things talked about on TV, on mainstream news. But if you look around online, there are lots of people feeling the same way about this nation state, this corporate state that has grown so oppressive and controlling and obsolete. And many people are feeling the same way about a president.
My hope is that we get through this without nuclear war, and then we realize that we can't have a fucking president. And the idea of having one alpha chimp run the entire group of 300 plus million people is insane.
Yes, exactly. It's crazy to keep the same game going with another stupid president, our king, because it's really not that different from feudalism 1,000 years ago. We need a big change of direction here. And what is it throughout history that has made the big changes possible and then unstoppable? Could it be tech?
And it doesn't work when you have technology, when you have this ability to communicate instantaneously, globally, with everybody, constantly. It's an archaic idea that served its time, but needs to be revamped.
Yes, right again. It's too much power and responsibility and too much risk to put in the hands of one person. I understand how it came about. Sure, I can see how it evolved over the past centuries into what we have now.
I think our founding fathers, they were just dealing with this archetypal structure of one person that sort of runs things, but in this case it would be a person that we all agreed to, and it was a much better step moving forward than kings, right? But I think now that we've kind of done that for a while, we realize, well, yeah, that might be great when it's 100,000 people or 1 million people, but once it gets to 320 million people and complicated things like international business and like trade agreements and the environment and nuclear power versus solar and wind, and like one person is going to be responsible for all these insanely important decisions, that seems crazy.
Yes, it is crazy. Just look at some of the presidents we've had in my lifetime. Not that sharp, just not up to the job. But here's another reason we'd be better off not having a presidential election. It's so wasteful, so much waste of our human resources and physical resources. Think about all the hours that people campaign. They're going door to door, hours on the phone, going to meetings and making signs and posters. You've seen all those signs at the conventions, on every block and billboards. And when the election is over, where's it all going? Straight to the landfill. Throw it on Garbage Mountain, never to be used again. And the money they spend these days, it's ridiculous. Not just millions. Last election, they spent a couple $billion. I know it's fake money, none of that's real, but it does represent real time and resources. A couple billion to convince me that your candidate is not quite as evil as the other candidate? And that money could be going to help our homeless, to fight hunger. And the people who own us, our slave masters, the bankers and the corporate interests, why do they love these elections so much? Well, for one thing, it doesn't matter who wins. They own both parties. But the distraction, oh, the wonderful distraction dividing people than keeping them fighting over things that don't really matter because they're not going to change in this system anyway. And such a distraction from our real problems, being the corporate thugs and the bankers. All of us need to come together and see we're all the same. Then when we get rid of the banks and the corporations, they'll be with us. It'll just be us, taking care of ourselves, all of us. A better world for everyone. That's all we want. If we were starting from scratch with what we know now and with the communication technology we have, would we want this system of hierarchy and control? You don't think we'd be doing it this way, do you?
I don't think we would do it this way. I think we would have some sort of a council of wise people or something along those lines.
And that's what we're doing. Look at our website. Here's our council, a council of experts or a resource management team, whatever we decide to call it. These might be our first picks, and if they don't want to be involved, there are plenty of experts in all these categories. Remember, these experts are not making decisions for us, telling us what to do. Nobody wants that. They're just gathering information about their specialty with help from all of us, gathering results from studies and tests being done around the world. And they present this information to us so that we can all arrive at decisions together. We need to evolve into a new system with a new constitution, which we'll put together next month, for a transition into a sensible and sustainable economic system without bankers or corporations.